In my last video I did a air cabin filter change on the new generation 9.3, and today it's actually time for the new generation 9.5, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Marcus and this is SAAB Cars. So in my last video I did the air cabin filter change on the new generation 9.3, and today it's time for the new generation 9.5 as well. And for this we have a activated charcoal filter. You can purchase this on Autodoc, you can buy this on other sites as well. All the links and part numbers will be in the description section below. So this is not a very complicated job, but I will take you through the steps and we're going to start right now. So the first step is to remove the battery cover and to remove the negative terminal from the battery. This is to avoid any short circuiting when removing the glove box. Then it's a 10mm socket for removing the terminal. And I usually put the negative terminal inside a used glove before doing any of the work, because I don't want this to connect to the chassis or anything else during the time. So like this, just to keep it safe. So now, while we're working, why not take the opportunity to actually charge the battery as well? So I'm using a C-Tech charger. And I always connect the charger to the battery before connecting it to the mains. And the next step is to remove this cover you have here on the right with the airbag on and off switch. So you need to remove this with some plastic tools and you need to disconnect the cable. So here you have the cable for the switch. So we need to get that out of the way. Might need a screwdriver for this, a small one. Since all the power is off, you don't need to worry about short-circuiting anything. And what I usually do, I just empty the glove box completely before removing it from the car. So now that the glove box is empty, we have 4 screws. We have 2 over here and we have 2 over here. And we need a 7mm socket for these, so let's just remove these. That's 3 to go. And the second one in the bottom right corner. And it's 2 to go over here. And it's 1 to go. And it's down here. Almost loose. The position here is a bit awkward, I think, but I'll manage. I hope you guys can see something at least. I think it's out there. Yeah. Number 4 is out. That's great. So let's see if we can pull this thing out and be very careful because the glove box is actually cooled. So it should have a hose connected to it. And also you have some lights here and below. So be careful and gentle. And actually there is no hose. I see that now, so it's directly connected to another hole here inside. I think the old ones, all the old ones that have a cooled glove box have the hose here. Then we need to disconnect the cable here. It's one of those that are a bit tricky maybe. They're locked with a few tabs. Let's see if I need the screwdriver for this. And there we go. So now the glove box is out. And here you have the box that contains the filter, so you have 1, 2, 3 places where it has some kind of clip. On the right side, I think there should be a screw, maybe not, I don't know, it's not necessary. Then you have a few plastic clips here and here, so let's just unclip those and open the lid. And here you can see the old filter, it's not very dirty. You also see the airflow, so the air is coming from above and going through the filter to the blower motor. So it's time to take this out. To make it a bit easier, I'm using a pliers. And depending on how dirty it is, you may need to vacuum this area as well. So bring out a vacuum cleaner if you're seeing some bad shit in there. In my case, it's not very dirty because the car has been in storage and I haven't driven that many miles with it since I took it out. So it's time to put the new filter in, and as you know, there is an airflow, arrows going down. Air is coming from above and going through. And then we just close the lid. So now we have the new filter in place. So now it's time to put back the glove box, put the stuff in and put back the cover here on the side. So before putting back the glove box, I just wanted to show you guys what's inside. Here you have the green ambient light that you see when you're out driving. And over here you have the ordinary floor light that turns on when you open and close the doors. Over here you have the interior light in the glove box itself. Usually when you're not disconnecting the battery, something happens here. I don't know if it wiggles or something when you remove this, and then you get a short circuit, which is completely unnecessary. It's so easy to remove the negative terminal. So that's basically the glove box from behind, and you have this wiring as well. So depending on which level you have, if you have the arrow or if you have the linear, your car might not be equipped with ambient light, for example. And here you have the connection for the AC. This is actually my first time doing this change on the NG9-5, so I was a bit surprised that there is no hose, but it doesn't matter if it's working. So let's see if we can put this back the same way that it was mounted before. And remember this connector here for the lights, and also the connector for the airbag switch. Just make sure you have that visible so you can connect it later on, because otherwise it might get stuck behind the glove box. Let's see if we can align this. Like that. It seems like it's back in place, guys. And that switch works as well. It's for the light. So let's put back the screws now. And as I said, it's a 7mm socket. And it's quite long screws actually. Just keep going. And there we have it. 3 to go. It's a bit difficult to see down here, but I think I'll manage. And there we have it. Then we have 2 left on the other side. Up here. And the last one. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Let's see if we can put it inside there by hand. Yeah. This is probably the most annoying place to do this. The 4th screw that I'm doing right now. You may need a longer extension perhaps. I think it's in place now. Let's see, let's just tighten those up a bit. And the box is back. Working like it should. So let's fill the box with all the stuff we took out before and then put the side back. Some nice DVDs for the rear seat entertainment. And the manual, of course. And here you have the connector for the airbag switch. So be careful when putting back the glove box so this doesn't disappear behind the glove box. And it's going on like this, and we put it back where it belongs. Perfect. As you may recall from before, I connected a battery charger to the battery while I'm working. So we need to check the status, and I think it's charging. It's a bit warm, but it's enough for now, and let's just remove that before removing the charger from the battery. So it's time to get the negative terminal out of the glove and put it back onto the battery. Like this. And you need to tighten this up, of course. And then it's back with the battery cover. So now that everything is back together again and the battery is connected, let's just make a small check that the light inside the glove box still works. And it does. And it's actually LED. So some time ago, it's a few years, I changed all the small light bulbs in here to LEDs, including the one in the glove box. I know it's a bit difficult to change that on place, but if you're uncertain, just remove the glove box because it's so easy. And then you can have a modern LED light there as well. So today's video has come to an end. Now you know how easy it is to change the cabin air filter on the new Generation 9-5 as well. In the last video I did it on the new Generation 9-3. They're probably on par when it comes to difficulty. So the links and the part number for the filter is in the description section below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and drive safe.